For this demonstration, I'm going to take some dry ice, solid CO2, and as you can see, it is undergoing sublimation, going straight from a solid to a gas. This would be a good time to talk with your students about how temperature and pressure affects phase changes. So they're able to see here that this is definitely going straight to a gas. So for the dry ice here, we're able to talk about why we call it dry ice. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some water that I have in a beaker, and I'm going to add a little bit of sodium hydroxide, strong base. Going to mix it up a little bit. And I'm now ready to add an indicator, some bromothionyl blue. And for bases, this is going to have a blue color. And acidic, this one is yellow. Notice we get our nice pretty blue color, indicative of having a base in solution. Now what I'd like to do is neutralize this base by adding our solid CO2, by adding our carbon dioxide. And when we add this to our solution, we're going to start making carbonic acid, and it should neutralize that blue solution. So we'll see what's going to happen. So now we have our CO2 bubbling in the water. We're in the process of making carbonic acid. It is going to neutralize that base. So eventually our blue color should turn yellow once this becomes acidic. You could also ask students what's coming off of the top here. So that's a good example of a phase change. So now we also see a chemical change going on. We just went past the neutralization point relative to this little demonstration. So what I'd like to do now is actually change this back to the blue. I can actually add some more base back to this and make it basic again. And as long as there's still solid CO2 in there, we should be able to see that eventually we'll make more carbonic acid, and there's a good chance that we're going to be able to neutralize this, and sure enough it goes back yellow. So we can continue this process as long as we would like. So I can turn it back blue. And once again, as long as we have the solid CO2 bubbling through the water, we should be making carbonic acid, and we have the ability to neutralize it. While this is taking place, once again, this is a good time to talk about what they're seeing on top here. What is this fog? It's a good chance to talk about phase changes there. And we're still getting some bubbling going on here, so we know that we're still making the carbonic acid, and this should turn yellow one more time. And once again, we have our acidic solution. So nice little demo of an acid-base neutralization by adding dry ice. Some good physical changes to talk about here, as well as chemical changes.